Hi everyone, my name is Nancy,
Hello, my name is Chris.
and welcome to the tutorial on this week's activity, and it will be with Desmos. I'll be sharing my screen, so give me just a sec. Okay, do you see my screen, Chris?
I do.
Okay, thank you. So this video is going to be a tutorial on the on how to navigate Desmos with the math activity. So the first thing you'll have to do once you get sent the link for the teacher account is to create a teacher's account. So I've already created one, so I'll just be signing in, but you can sign in with Google and make sure you sign in with your UCI email or your university email. So once you've signed in, you'll see that it no longer asks you to create an account or sign in.
Next, we're going to talk about what happens afterwards. So after you create an account, as mentioned, you're going to see it says like assign this activity or create a single session code. So this is where you'll start assigning your activity to your students so that way they can have access and you can begin the fun. So for now, we're just going to start with a single session code. If you could click on that. Thank you. And with that, you can either do different time periods, and these would just be kind of like depending on if you want to like prepare in like a week advance, 2 weeks advance, or like so and so. And you can just have the code ready so that way you can just prepare and give it to your students. So we're just going to do a 48-hour code just for now. And afterwards, you're going to see the section where it gives you a code. Don't worry about that. You can go ahead and click on this 3-dot section right here, and it will say student link. So from there, you click on the student link, and you can copy that link. And this is the link that you're going to be sharing with your student. So once you share that with your student, they'll have access to like a student version of the same Desmos section. And if you can share that with me, Nancy.
I have shared it with you.
Thank you. And now I will click. And now I will join in as a student. So then afterwards, once you're after you share that with your students, you're going to click on View Dashboard, and this is where you're able to see how the dashboard will look like as a teacher. And then you can also look to see like how many students are going to be entering at right there in that point. So let me just go ahead and log in as a student. And does it show that I'm in?
Yes, it does. And it shows that you are
right there, and
in
you can
page
see
1.
Yep, and you can see right there. So from there, you can see like more students. So then that way you can kind of like visualize like where each students are at. Now, the interesting part about Desmos is that you can also while you're going through each activity, there's something called pacing, and that can essentially kind of like lock students onto like one section of the slide, so that way they cannot move on unless you, as the teacher, tell them to. Now, from there, you can see that you can either do a plus sign or like the skip sign. If you add the plus sign, essentially it'll just kind of increase the amount of slides that you can walk students to. So that can be useful for if in the case maybe a student is working on one slide and another student's done, you can just extend it so that another student can just continue working on the next slide while the first student is still kind of working on their own. Or if you want, can you go back? Oh yeah, you can stop pacing. Or if you want, you can also just skip slides, so that way every student just kind of moves on together to the next slide, and they're all still restricted to within that slide. Now, with that being said, I believe that is essentially a quick tutorial on Desmos. And next time we will be discussing about the actual activity and kind of showing an example of like how we would run it as a mentor-student relationship.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.